Hey viewer, hello! Welcome back to some more Let's Play The Legend of Blacksilver. It's been a while, hasn't it, since I recorded this? I apologize. Been, I think, about 10 days or so at this rate. I like to say that I was so busy I wasn't recording anything, but that wasn't true. I was playing a lot of Aviotic Factor instead, and then napping, a lot of napping, and then some miscellaneous real-life stuff. No one cares. Let's go ahead and get started with this episode. I think when we last left off, we had stepped into the Blackmire pits, or the pits of Blackmire, I think is what it's actually called. Whereupon we succeeded in realizing we don't have what it takes to get further in there. Our light spell keeps being snuffed out when we get down to a certain level. We did get a key, however, from this place. And the only other place that has locked things that we have yet to get to would be the labyrinth on its deeper level. So that would be our next major objective. At the moment, though, let's go take a look at ourselves and then we'll get going. Okay, we walked out of there without losing any armor and without losing any of our weapons either to the monsters in there. We didn't even use a single life elixir during our adventure. Holy crap, that's kind of rare. I think, well, not rare. Of course, I'm good enough to not need to do that. We have 2 white diamonds, but we lost a good amount of our endurance. We got afflicted with a rot lung disease, if I recall correctly. Not a very pleasant sounding disease to have. So why don't we go ahead and head back over to Thallin now and see about trying to have that recovered. And we'll try just fleeing from monsters, since our endurance score is rather low. Right now we want to get back to our boat, or we want to get to the teleporter. Preferably the boat, I guess. Although, I suppose, since we're right near a town, we'll head into Murkwater. That's a great name for a town. I know we've read all these before, or likely have on screen. Oh! It would help if I have the right disc in the drive. Oh my goodness. It has been way too long. All right, there's my discs. Oh, right. I'm so used to the game stick working, and it does not work anymore. Okay, let's see. Well, we have enough food. We don't really need anything here. I keep going right to the stick every single time. I figured we'd sell some weapons, or at least the Great Warring Star. We don't really need that one any longer. Dragon Wheel. We have tons of cash, but that means we don't really need to play Dragon Wheel. Oh, dungeon spells. Do we need any? What are we down? 3 annihilates. Okay, we're down 3 annihilates, so no problem. Can we get, like, more than that? Oh, wow, these are really expensive. Can we get... I'll still buy 8 of them, because it's 15 total. And how many light spells do we have? 13? It's probably enough, but we'll buy 2 more. Alright, that should be good. We have enough Nimble Steps and Psychic Protects, I think, to see us to the end of the game at this point. We don't need a boat. I don't think we can sail to the west from here. And if we could, our own boat is somewhere around this vicinity, so we can skip that. Sure, we'll deposit some money. We'll deposit most of our cash. We'll deposit 10,000 gold. 26,000 saved. Let's see what else we can do in this town. We have good bar mail. They're selling fair, so not better than what we're currently using. We definitely want to sell our Great Mooring Star. It was an emergency backup. And what do you have? A Great Halberd. Sure. We'll trade out our Mooring Stars for those. I'll buy another one just in case we lose one. All right. That should be all we need to do. Let's get out of here. And then look for our boat. Oh. We're not holding on to our climbing gear. All right, viewer, what can we talk about? You figure I would spend some time writing down important things to talk about, but I haven't. And I've been talking about a lot of random stuff over an abiotic factor. A stenchian. That's too tempting to kill it. Oh, no, we took a big hit. let's just get out of here. Never mind. Forget it. That can leave. That can leave. We can leave, and it can live. I think our boat's around here somewhere, isn't it? Clownweeds are no joke. It's to the south, I think, Tim. I think. Oh! You know we're here. Let's just take this. We can't take it! We're not allowed to take this? Ha! Alright. This whole time I thought we could. So I guess if we don't take the exhibit over here, the portal isn't open for us to take it back. We'll always buy hit point potions in this game, because there's no healing in the towns. We haven't seen a boar weasel. Why is it called a boar weasel? It doesn't look like a boar or a weasel. Looks like it has like a really luscious pair of lips on it. Not quite as good as the clownweed. A furried cleverwort. I don't remember what these creatures are. I'm sure it's hostile though. Let's just get out of here. Oh, there's a labyrinth. I think that means we're in the upper... We're in the northwestern part of the continent. You know, sometimes you don't encounter anything, and then other times everything in the entire world, like, literally wants to bump into you to kill you. Take that, whatever you were. Right, so, well, alright, what's going on? So, people over here are probably not watching the abiotic factor, so they wouldn't know about any real-life stuff that's been ongoing for you, Tim, so I'll talk about some real-life stuff. So, the heating element in my oven failed to turn itself off earlier this week, on this past weekend, on the 16th. A wave thrasher. We're just going to try to ignore it. Or not ignore it, but get away from it. Which required me to then run into my bedroom and flip the circuit breakers to get it to unpower. That was exciting. Whole house smelled like smoke. The upper portion of my breaded flounder fillet was really well cooked. Still actually edible, it turns out. There was no way I was throwing that away after what I went through. Whole house was smoky, and the new oven has now been ordered. This one replaced a similar oven in which the lower heating element cracked and glowed, I think, white at one point during its cooking cycle, which thankfully I was home to witness. So, exciting. The wrong type of exciting. Slomes are always hostile. And they're also easy to kill. Sorry, Sloam. Oh, I shouldn't flee these creatures. These ones are pretty easy. Yeah, we'll see the crackle. Hello. So I suppose what we want to do first is visit the various empaths and see if one of them can rid us of this disease. So we'll go to Eagle Temple first. What else did you do this weekend? Not that the viewers are going to care very much, but still. It's something random to talk about while we're out here. Screaming Nug. It's still mostly face. I have problems with the idea. What's with the single slomes everywhere? Then again, oh, Tim, I will say it. They are pretty hideous looking, so it doesn't surprise me that they are single. Oh! Look at me with the bants. That's Ironforge. I guess since we're here, we'll stop in. I guess it's a break from constant creatures popping up. I'm not complaining. I just find it funny that I don't want to fight things, and now we get a whole lot of things to fight. Viewer, I put on weight since I went through all of my chemo... Okay. Okay, that means that, hey, it's time for us to be leveled. All right, no problem. We will go back over to the castle after we visit Eagle Temple. Oh, we don't do favors anymore. We're all done with favors. There's no more favors. We still don't need any more food at this moment. This episode, viewer, will probably be us just walking around, resupplying, speaking with various people, and then we'll be doing the Labyrinth second part probably, well, probably next episode, which means this one might be a little shorter than normal. This place sells a superb halberd. Arguably, it's worth all that money. So we're going to buy 2 of them and move over to using these. But we'll sell our other great halberds at Crystal Summit? I think that was the name. We have better bar mail too? We're already wearing good bar mail. We don't need anything else here. So I put on weight, viewer. I am 187 pounds. And I'm about 5'11", and none of that weight is muscle, with the possible exception of my legs, because I've been going out walking again, in an attempt to lose it. So it's not very, pleasant, shall we say, when I look at myself in the mirror sometimes. We don't need glow tips currently. So, this means that Tim, because it's going to take a lot longer than a few months to lose another about 20 pounds, this means that Tim gets to go out and buy new clothes that fit him better than the clothes he was using. So, some new jeans, some new dress shirts, a new suit jacket that actually fits me that I could button. My goodness. And some dress pants that I also can button were purchased. A bunch of other stuff went up into the attic in a big container. Hopefully that I'll be able to access when I am not so big. Okay, let's see. So, we'll take another nimble step. Now that we hit 90s, it'll level it'll level slower. So we're going to grab a Psychic Protect next. We'll increase our, I guess, our glow tip and armor enchant. Oh, wow, that was lucky. Glow tip level to exactly 100. We do have that white, those 2 white diamonds also. We'll offer, I don't know, $87? Only 1 in 70. Seeker left a long time ago. I went out clothes shopping at the mall that is somewhat near me. It's called the Hamilton Mall, here in New Jersey. I sense rot lung parasites deep within you. They are killing you. I can't cure you without a special medicine. Water levels are rising. I fear this temple is doomed. Oh, we don't. Yeah, we can't hold any. All right, so he can't heal us. I am guessing that then we need to spend one of our diamonds. Oh, what was that? That was the wrong thing to press. To be able to drink something. We stalked this Reagan Knight. You're probably not friendly. Sure, I'll pay to let. I've never done that before. We'll pay to let. We'll make him think he's the biggest and baddest in the land. The next slum he meets will probably kill him. It's my first time that I had been over at that mall since about 8 years ago. And things have changed dramatically since I was last there. I'd guess, man, what's the percentage you want to use, Tim? It's higher than 50. I'd say like 70% of the mall is empty, like, not what's what I'm looking for, empty storefronts. There's nothing in them. Just signs indicated that they moved someplace else or they closed this particular place down. It's kind of sad. But, well, I guess the combination of COVID and shopping moving to be online has really shaped some of the more physical stores that you would go to. The malls just they don't care anymore. I'm guessing they get most of the shops get most of what they were, they get most of the business these days, I suppose, just online. That seems so strange to me. Because when it comes to buying clothes or, like, shoes, I don't know how, like, with precious few exceptions, I would want to know what it looks like on me. Like, does it fit? How does this piece of clothing feel? And what does it look like on me? Like, we don't yet have, in a way, to my knowledge, to put yourself with all your physical dimensions into a program or a website, which will then show you what the clothes will look like. Like, you can see, like, the buttons straining against your stomach. For example, or stuff of that sort. Or the pants are too long, and so they droop behind you. And I could swear that different clothings, like, different brands, that their sizes are, like, a 38 from, I don't know, say, like, Men's Fashion, is that a place, is different than, say, Old Navy would be. So, like, I don't know, it strikes me as being super important that you go to the place and try on the things, just to make sure. It would seem like, because if it doesn't fit right then and there, then you just, okay, grab a different article of clothing and try that one instead. Whereas the other way around, you're shipping stuff back, which seems a lot more work in the end. Oh, I forgot we had the Black Wand. You found the Black Wand. Are you returning it to us? Absolutely. 4,000 gold. Should I open the archives again? Let's do it. Oh, my maps. Where are my maps? Here they are. Let's see. It's the Blackmire Pits, the rest of Blackmire Pits, and... Oops, sorry about that, viewer. There we go. Okay, so where are we going? Oh, I didn't write down what gems are where, just the first two initials for the exhibits. Okay. There must be some sort of ointment, potion, incense, or something that we can interact with. To save our life. This is it. Flaxton incense. According to Thalin healing lore, the medicinal properties of the flaxton plant are exceptional. In the hands of a trained healer, flaxton can help cure many ailments. Flaxton salves are spread on wounds. Flaxton-based incenses are inhaled to cure diseases. You want to partake? You'd think the way this set reads, though, is like the healer uses this, not us. But I guess they've prepared this, and the healer here, on the other side of this exhibit, performs the ceremony, the ritual, and then the empath up above can heal us after that. It's sour, but it doesn't taste that bad. Where would the other one be? I think it's all the way... Oh, down here? Crystal Tears? Oh, I went the wrong way. Okay. Oh, sorry, I went the right way. We have to go even further. Clorax Cage. We should arguably go and get my endurance stat back before we risk opening this. But we'll go ahead and give it an open. But similarly to the vase, yes, this is a display that's been damaged. Here are the remains of Clorax Cage. This relic of the Mage Wars once trapped the souls of the valiant warriors who sought to end the Mad Duke's reign. Recent tremors collapsed this part of the archives and destroyed the cage. Witnesses believe they heard a chorus of ghostly sighs as the glittering trap was smashed. We're returning your gem. Oh, what the heck? Thank you! Though that hints that there isn't another exhibit, that there is another exhibit with the white diamond somewhere in it. Maybe... No, let's stay, Tim. I think it's blacksmith we want. Mooring star. There's only 2 other exhibits that we've missed. This is it. Although it might, not yet. As weird as this is, viewer, we will come back. That's right near the entrance of the archives as well, so that won't be too difficult to get back to. Oh. I thought you said side 2. Game, my apologies. Anyway, it was empty. Even the food court had, like, half the places closed. Poor shopkeepers looked... I don't know, desperate's the wrong term to use. But they saw, like, me walking around, and, like, I was one of the very few people in the mall. Like, everyone noticed. which is weird to me, because I'm like, oh man, is it really always that empty? And it occurs to me it probably is. There is a place, though, at the mall that I stopped by that wasn't there 8 years ago. An actual arcade called Starcade. And they've got all the great arcade games I remember, like various 4-player games, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or the Homer Simpsons one, the old X-Men games. They have sit-down ones over there, a bunch of different fighting games, like the Street Fighter vs. X-Men games, Street Fighter 2 Champions Edition, Killer Instinct. I think they had a Mortal Kombat there somewhere. All sorts of different pinball games. I saw, what was it called? Attack from Mars. Holy crap, I haven't seen that pinball game since I was at college an age ago. It works differently at this place. I suppose it would make sense. Games can't cost $0.25 anymore. That's ridiculous. It's too expensive to allow people to spend $0.25 to play a game for about an hour or so, depending on how good you are at that potential game. So now it's... I was allowed to walk around for free because all I want to do is just walk around and look at things, not play the game, not play any of the games. And they were like, absolutely, man, just take a look around and remember. And but it was I think it was $7 for the first 30 minutes, and then it was $10 for every other 30 minutes there. A Trilip wants to fight us? That seems kind of fair, actually. All the games were free, effectively, like unlimited quarters. Oh, right, there's Appia. I thought about potentially going over there again this week just to try my hand at a pinball game. It's been so long. I was never very good at it, but it was quite a unique experience. That was a Reagan Knight we probably gave the money to earlier. Thought we were pushover. Why'd I come back over here? Why'd I do that? I mean, I know why I'm here, but I want to go right back to the... Oh, I apologize. We want to go back to that temple. Because we want to be healed. I want to do that first before we see everybody. I don't want them... Because we could... It is killing us. I don't know if there's a timer and we just die. I remember in the past that I think that did occur. Well, not actual death, but we just lose a ton of hit points randomly, I thought. Hello. Tell you what. So, we'll support the commerce. Let's give you some cash. I can't believe I can't believe I just did this. This is what I get for talking to you viewers. I love it. Oh my goodness. Okay, this is there aren't as many creatures out and about currently. Can't believe we have to go right back here again. What else is ongoing, Tim? Anything else remotely exciting or something like that for the viewers at home? Did I not hit warp speed? Okay, there we go. What's recording like at the moment? So lots of Avionic Factor has been recorded. I effectively have a backlog that'll last us now until like April 24th. And I've decided to take a break from the game briefly. No one will notice because I'm uploading them every other day. I already have, I think you guys might see on that playlist, there's like 10 or 15 videos that are still hidden. Every other day, one of them will go active. And I would like to, now that I've got that backlog going, I'm thinking I can probably record, I mean, I can do whatever I want. We don't need the archives open. I can now focus on this game and other ones that I would like to play instead. I've been tempted to fire up Sacrifice again. I know I talk about all these other games I've been trying out or playing occasionally, but we left that game unfinished, and there's no reason not to. Although I don't have my save game anymore, since I'm using new computers from when I was playing those games 2 years ago. But it'd be fun to play that again. I'll probably, but we'll start all over, and I will record that starting all over on screen. Since you've eaten flax and incense, I can now help you with your rot lung. Cost 2,000 gold. Rot lung. I've never said no to that. If you say no, does he cue you anyway? Because you're dying? Probably not. It's like, well, all right, tough luck then. All right, we recovered. Oh, we were only down 10 endurance. I thought we lost 20 endurance. I mean, it's still killing us. So no matter what, we still have to be cured. As long as we have a way to segue into talking about a different topic. We'll talk about medical expenses, viewer. So, I was blessed in that my company decided... So, I work for a company. I get my health insurance through my company. But when I'm not working, what are you doing in the mountains, peasant? Oh, I didn't mean that as an insult, by the way. I'll just buy some food from you. What are you doing in the mountains, peasant? I did not mean that the way it sounded. Let's just go over to the castle now. But so when I'm not working, however, like let's say I miss 2 weeks of work. I'm not working at all, and I'm not using any time off. Having for like, let's say something that occurs that is yet to happen to me. But if something that was to happen, let's say I'm in the hospital and I have no time off whatsoever, then I don't get medical coverage for that time because I haven't paid into the insurance. It's not deducted from my paychecks. To make that work, I have to fill out some, I think it's called Corba documentation, which effectively is the proof that I have medical coverage through my place of employment, that I am currently incapacitated, but still effectively I'm not fired or the like, and I should be covered for this time using something similar, if not that insurance. It's a bit odd, my understanding of it, and I have yet to have to fill it out. But it also is quite expensive. I think you get some of it back, but I'm not sure. The few times I have been out of work before my cancer, the longest time was for about, I think, a month. I think it was only 3 weeks. I went out because of the intestinal resection I had, thanks to my Crohn's disease. They went in and removed my, what's called the terminal ileum. I'll call it a tunnel, where your small intestines empties out into your large intestines, thanks to my Crohn's becoming so bad that the area was so horribly inflamed that it was sealing shut. And I would have had some serious, painful problems, and could have died from that. In any case, that was my only prior time being out for so long. It's been maybe 1 or 2 weeks for the other life-threatening problems that have happened to me, like my stroke, for example, or when blood clots almost killed me back when I was 32. So this was the first time I was out for a considerable length of time, 6 months. My company was gracious enough, good enough, such wonderful enough to continue to pay for my health insurance. Like, they kept paying into it, even though I wasn't making any money for them. God bless them. That was such a wonderful, nice thing to do. Because I remember when I realized it, after about my 3rd month, I was like, hey, wait a minute. I still have insurance, and I shouldn't have insurance right now. Because I remember calling up my insurance, my employers, and asking, like, hey, I need forms to fill out Corba and stuff like that. And they told me not to worry about it, that they would make sure things were taken care of. And I thought that meant they would give me the forms, or that there would be something I would have to do later, to back pay them, which I did offer to do, but they were having none of it. They refused to allow me to pay anything. All that time, they wouldn't let me do it. Aw. That means a lot. Anyway, I bring this up, viewer, because I don't know if you, watching this, know how much I had paid, or rather what the hospital charged, what my insurance company lowered it to, and what the end amount was that I paid for last year. In particular, we'll just cover the first month of treatment. But first, we'll talk to Several. We can't warp speed this. Greetings from the wizard Cereval. In recognition of your valor, I've asked the king for the power to knight thee. A public ceremony would not be proper. I knight thee, Sir Jared Hiltman. Charisma +5. Here are 2 laggard vapors. A hint where we're going next. We'll speak with him again. I don't think he has anything else to tell us. And then we'll go and speak with the king. Did you know that Mailbane is still rising? I fear that there is no limit to the power of Blacksilver. In evil hands it destroys. I did leave it on warp speed. I hope we didn't miss something to start. We'll speak with the king as well, and then we'll talk about the whatchamacallit a bit. Hello, Mr. King, sir. As Mailbane continues to rise, so does Thalen perish. The rising waters have claimed another city, and a temple as victims. He doesn't tell us actually which one it was, but Eagle Temple is now submerged, and Appia, I think, is now also gone. Wiped off the map. Let's go out there and take a peek at that. Then we can go and take out some money over in Black Axe? Bad Axe. Purchase some spells over there, too, to make up for the ones that we used. Viewer, the hospital, when I saw my explanation of benefits, and, you know, it is what it is, which is to say, nothing I can do about how this works. The hospital, for the first month of my treatment, and that month was spent in its totality at the hospital itself, in the hospital, was $1,800,000. That was the bill. The insurance company, because I had insurance, told the hospital effectively that, well, after everything is said and done, you can only charge $447,000. That's great. But I don't have $447,000. And then, to me, because of the coverage I had, they're like, Tim, you only owe $43,000. That was amazing. But viewer, $43,000 is the majority of the money I have saved. Don't get me wrong. I am very glad to have prepped myself to have saved that much money. But it's still most of my money. I am not rich by any imagination. Any stretch of the imagination. However, my maximum out of pocket was only $3,000. Although, because of improper filing on the part of the hospital, something was considered to be out of network. What this means is that I was able to get the hospital, and I sent the information to the hospital. They took a peek at things. They worked with the insurance company, and all I ended up having to pay after the first month was $3,000. I can do that. That's not a problem. I suppose at this point, I will quickly mention that every year, viewer, with one, I think, exception, for the past 14 years, I have hit my maximum out of pocket for doctor-related expenses. Usually, more or less, at the end of the year. This was the first time it happened immediately. So, I'm grateful to have had that insurance and to have the money paid for it, to pay it. But, oh man, viewer, $1,800,000. Can you imagine that? The very first time for me that I had such a large bill was when I had my blood clot, and I spent, I think it was almost 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks were spent in the hospital. As they watched me, they fed heparin. Actually, I think it was 8 days. I think it was 8 days. So that's slightly over a week. That was interesting. I learned a lot about what it meant to stay at a hospital during that time. I had never spent more than 1 day at a hospital before then. And during that time, that year was also the year that I had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which led the doctors to believe that it actually had been that which caused my blood clots, as they had nothing else they could discover would indicate why I would have had one. That's when I decided to start packing something what I call the bug out bag. I think we might have talked about it here already. I don't think we did. Bug out bag is a bag I have filled. Obviously, it's a bag I have. As opposed to what? A bag I don't have? A box I have? It has enough, undergarments for 3 days. Socks, and such. Toothpaste, toothbrush, phone charger, some books to read, a tablet in it now, a gift from my brother Dave, and now it also has my Steam Deck in it as well, and a few other, soap as well, and a few other odds and ends in it, some deodorant. This way, if I ever have to go to the hospital, like something bad's happening, or I'm instructed to go, just grab the bag, toss it in my car, out I go. No hesitation. Don't have to wait around. The blood clot taught me that you have minutes, potentially, to live, if even that. The stroke taught me I've got only seconds to live, potentially. So I guess the bug out bag doesn't really help you in that case. Oh, okay, we want to go to Crystal Summit and sell our other halberds. But while we're here, we'll visit these armor shops, see if we get... Nope. Better armor. Still good bar mail. I have seen so much and been through almost every medical experience I can think of. I'm trying to think if there's anything in particular that has changed since I've started this adventure of my life, effectively. The only thing I can think of that's a bit different now than what it had been many years ago is the use of, of gas? Is that right? To, inflate you for surgeries now that didn't exist when I was growing up originally. One of my brothers has Crohn's disease, similarly to me. For him, it went active much younger, at a younger age. It was, I think, his junior year in high school when that went active. And he had to have a surgery where they had to cut him open. So he had a scar that ran around his belly to his belly button and then up his chest. So they could cut him open to access his insides, if I recall correctly. We didn't use that many? We used only 13 lightning bolts. I think I said 14. Wow, and we're doing really good money-wise, viewer. We don't really need anything else. I guess we'll just buy more glow tips. And then we'll buy, I don't know, let's buy another 5 armor and chance. We could buy magic flames, and we got the money. Sure. Why not? Tongues of Flame are only $30. Tongues of Flame, let's buy 50. And then we're done here. My recommendation, viewer, is for you to go ahead and try to make a bug out bag for yourself too. I would really recommend it. I've grabbed it when other things have happened to me too, like My house is a single-story rancher, all of 821 square feet. I work in laboratories where I work that are larger than my house. Like, the room is bigger than where I live. I don't care. My house is wonderful. But I point this out because sometimes, here in New Jersey, we get some bad storms blowing through here. We had a derecho blow through here back in 2012 that really left a mark on me when I woke up in the middle of the night, or the very, very early morning hours, around like 2 a.m., to what sounded like a freight train going through my house, and it was the wind outside. I thought it was a tornado. I thought I was dead. I went right into the center of my house as the sound of trees falling and the wind filled the air. I thought that was going to be the end of me, but my house survived. Giant tree limbs were all around my car, but not a single one hit the vehicle, which I thought was amazing. This makes me perhaps also realize something rather interesting about my life. I have a lot of bad things happen to me. Oh, we want to go to Crystal Summit first. I've had a lot of bad things happen to me. A lot of very bad things, some people would say. And I would agree with this. Having leukemia, going through chemotherapy, 6 months. That wasn't easy, like at all. And I was lucky to get through it. I was lucky in that the type of leukemia it was a rare type that has a good prognosis as well. I seem to be lucky in both aspects of this. Bad luck, unlucky, because I have these bad things happen to me. But good luck, because I managed to get through it. It turns out that I somehow I get through it without any serious repercussions. Oh, well, that's not perhaps the correct way to phrase it. Like my stroke. I had a stroke. I couldn't move the right-hand side of my body. I couldn't speak. And yet I recovered. Completely. Fully recovered. And that doesn't happen to most people who have one. My guardian angel is really working overtime for me. My mind's going to places where I don't think it would be too pleasant to talk about some things that my mind's thinking about if I deserve to be so lucky, considering how I've seen other people suffer when I have not. Alright, happier thoughts, Tim. Happier thoughts. What other games have you been playing? The people over here, once again... Oh, hold on. Superb bar mail? Great chainmail. Not better than what we're currently using. We're here, hold on. First, we're here to sell our great halberds. Well, look at that! We make back the money that it actually cost us to buy these things. Like... I think that's a 1-to-1, where we actually made a very tiny profit there. Do you have a better bow? No. Worse weapons. Alright, we're going to go and use the other white diamond in the archive, if there is a place for us to use the diamond at. The blacksmith. Yes, there's definitely a spot. So what games are about? Well, the games. Let's move on to much happier topics. I'm sorry, viewer. Whenever I begin thinking of the things I went through, health-wise, I become... I don't know the word I'm looking for. I try to laugh at it. at what I've been through. Or put a good face on things. Because being sad doesn't really help anyone. And if I just sit and feel bad for myself for all the things I've been through, that's depressing. I don't want to do that. Now I'm doing nothing but thinking about it. God, I'm so sorry. And viewer, don't say anything. Don't say anything. I don't need you to say anything. Don't. There's nothing that I know, like, man, some of the things people go through, you don't know what to say. You don't know how to comfort them or stuff like that. I'm not looking for that. I don't want any of that. Thank you, perhaps for thinking of it. Don't. I'm perfectly fine. Everything's fine. I don't mean to I don't want someone to pity me or stuff like that. It's just I'm playing video games, viewer, and talking out loud about random stuff, and you guys are getting a stream of consciousness as we play this game. The other day, I guess we're not talking about video games, we're talking about something, another real-life thing. Actually, it was just the same day. It was this weekend. I went to the PetSmart near me. There's the rescue that I gave 2 of the kittens to from 2 years ago. They were through that rescue. They have long since been adopted, and to my knowledge, as far as I'm aware, they have now very happy homes. But I've been thinking about getting a cat, or preferably like 2 kittens here. And I went there to pick up, like, to begin prepping for it, because I really would like to. Although I don't know if my home's big enough, really, for 2 cats to be content and happy here for all their lives. I saw a young cat, I don't think I qualify as a kitten, who saw me looking at him or her, and immediately popped out and like meowed and looked up at me. She was a beautiful black cat. And it occurred to me how lucky I was that I even had those cats. Because they were the whole reason that I went to the hospital to have a normal, complete blood cell count done, which caught the cancer just as it was beginning to affect me. Since all my blood levels, my white blood cell counts and what have you, had just begun, like I had no, what's called neutrophils at all, and my other counts were beginning to fall. Just barely out low range, but they were beginning to fall at that point. My goodness, how lucky, once again, how lucky I am. I promise the next one of these will not be anywhere near as sad or as serious as this one has been, this video. Just this morning, new and ancient lands rose on the continent Mailbane. These were the lands of the world's best blacksmiths. In days gone by, a town blacksmith was more than just a shoer of horses. A skilled smithy could make all sorts of utensils, weapons, armor, and tools. No smithy was ever better known than Dalvid, a skilled artisan from Mailbane's oldest town. He was one of the few decent men who lived on that depraved continent. The hammer shown here was originally constructed by Dalvid's great-great-grandfather. It is one of the few remaining artifacts from the Age of Quality. It's a great name. Do you want to have it? Can you imagine if you were, like, I don't know, you show up at, like, the Philadelphia Arts Museum, right? And there's, like, this, like, hold on, not that. Let's say you go someplace and it's, like, Tesla's first Tesla coil is there. One that he improved upon that no one's been able to, like, to master. And, like, you're looking at it and they actually ask you honestly, hey, you want to take this home with you? Like, yes, I'll take it. It is yours. Now, I think this is an actual weapon. Oh, it's not an actual weapon. Okay, is it an inventory item? One steel hammer. It's an inventory item. Okay, so it's not a weapon we can wield in combat. Okay, let's get out of here. We're almost playing for an hour. Holy crap, I can't believe time's going by so quickly. So, I guess we'll end this video on a much happier topic then. We'll talk about arcade games, right? I was just talking about them a little earlier. Back when I was a teenager, my late teenage years, I spent a lot of time at the arcades. I loved them. In particular, it's like watching people play. I was not really too competitive, but I could hold my own in various Street Fighter games. I was no slouch. I could probably fight with the best of them. I won a tournament in Soul Calibur, and I think I got second or third place in the Samurai Showdown tournament, Samurai Showdown 2. That was an awesome game. My favorite of the Samurai Showdown series. 3, I didn't like the art style for 3, and 4 was just okay. I never played any of the other ones. I did like some of the characters in 4 though. I like there were these brothers. One used water and one used fire, and I like the fire guy a lot. If you're familiar with the game, I used Galford and Charlotte were the 2 I used. Oh, and I can't pronounce his name. There was a kabuki dancer who I loved using too. Kashiro? Was that his name? How do I remember? Kashiro Genjiro, I think was his name. If I'm correct, how do I remember that? that was a forever ago. Okay. Let's go back over to Mailbane, and then we'll just end the video there. Oh, whoa! Get in the boat, and these two are just waiting to ambush us outside. That looks a little like a clownweed's face to me. I wasn't very good at pinball, but I still liked playing it occasionally, just for the novelty of it. There was a 4-player Dungeons and Dragon game. I think it was like the Tower of Doom. Dungeons and Dragons: The Tower of Doom. And it was like an action RPG, similar to like one of the... I'm assuming you know what some of the games I'm talking about. Like there's some 4-player arcade games, like the X-Men game, and it was like one of them. And I could beat the entire game on 1 quarter if I was playing the cleric. It was all about turning the undead to get me through the earlier parts. Those stupid skeletons and their leap attack could take off half your life. Always felt a little sad that your hit point rolls in that game were always fixed and always low. It didn't matter very much, I suppose. I heard they made a second one of those. Okay, this is... forget it. Actually, let's see if we can blast it. We're using fire on the Thrasher. We also should cast our glow tip. Holy! Do you wish to carve the Wave Thrasher's carcass for food? It looked like a water elemental? I don't understand how we eat this. We can maybe drink it. I'm not risking it, though. Oh, a great broadsword. That's better than our halberds, I think, because of where it's located. I think lesser weapons are up above you. Wow! Is that better? I don't remember. It might be worse. Let's stop by the town here really quick. And we'll check. Clownweed. We saw you earlier, Mr. Clownweed, as Flummoxes. Or Flemix. Wasn't Flemix the name of Morgan's mother in Dragon Age Origins? It was Flemeth, not Flemix. Flemeth, okay. How do I remember that? How do I remember that? Why do I remember that? right, food. All right, let's buy, I don't know, there are 77 days, I suppose. I do wonder what happens if, like, you say no to the hammer. I'm guessing someone else will eventually offer you another white diamond. Shoddy plate mail. But we don't want that, but there is superb bar mail. Now we'll go ahead and sell our good bar mails. Oh, I bought the wrong thing. I bought the shoddy plate mail. I'm going to sell it back. Hit number 1 and number 2. Okay, so we want the superb bar mail. Arguably, there's nothing wrong with the shoddy plate mail, but... Oh, I only need 1. We don't need 2. Let's see, armor. Because we're not going to the dungeon right away. The broadswords are better than the halberds. And now we have simple bows showing up. Okay. So let's sell one of these halberds. Actually, they were selling good broadswords here, right? Let's double check really quick. A good broadsword. Okay, so we'll buy a simple bow. We'll sell our other halberd. And we'll buy another good broadsword as a backup for our great one. Actually, no, we buy us another bow. Arguably, we should be using the bow, too. It's better than the broadsword is. That's all we need here. Let's leave. And viewer, I think we will stop here. I think we've been playing for about, like, 53 minutes or so. I never set a timer. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Let me know that Control-E is exit. Okay. All right, viewer, so we'll stop here. I apologize, viewer, for making this video so filled with things that were serious. I will try not to do that for the next video. We'll have a lot to talk about anyway, because we're going to the labyrinth. I think. So I'll see you guys then. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Take care, everyone.